Welcome to Space City Home Network's presentation of Houston Astros baseball. Your front row seat to the Astros and Rockets.
It is Daikin Park, the site of tonight's kickoff to a three-game series against the Angels. Middle series of three as the Astros are in the midst of a 9-game homestand, losing 2 out of 3 to Seattle, but still have the lead in the AL West by 2 over the Rangers and 4 over the Mariners. Hi, everybody, and welcome. I'm Todd Callis alongside Jeff Blum. Glad you could join us for a night of Astros baseball. Blummer, there are 2 teams in the major leagues with a winning percentage under 400. The next 2 opponents for the Astros, the Astros need to stack some wins right now.
They need to stack some wins. We're all counting on you, now that you're back in the booth, to go out and get those W's. But, yeah, we've got the band back together, and it's time for the Astros to band together and pick up some wins against teams they're supposed to beat. Speaking
of schedules, let's look at the schedules for not only the Astros but the contenders around them for the next few weeks, because the Astros really have the advantage in terms of who they're playing versus the Rangers and the Mariners.
Yeah, right here at home, finishing off this homestand, you've got 6 games with the Angels and Athletics. You would love to see the Astros run the table on that before they go out east for a strong week in New York playing the Yankees and Mets. And then you see what the Rangers are doing. They're a couple of games back. They've got a tough series at home against the Nationals, playing very good baseball. And then they will go out on the road and face 2 very good teams in the Central in the White Sox and Brewers. And then behind them, TK, the Mariners, who were just here.
And the Mariners have the Brewers and the Cubs. Brewers on the road beginning tonight. Phillies and Blue Jays after that. And then the Red Sox if you added a 5th series to that graphic. So the Mariners have a very tough schedule in the next 5 series. But they have the advantage come September in terms of a better schedule than the Astros. If you go to the tiebreakers, it's like rock, paper, scissors. One team beats the other in 3 different ways.
Yeah, it's just everybody beating up on each other. But the Astros having that tiebreaker against the Rangers puts them 3 up on them, and losing the tiebreaker to Seattle puts them 3 up basically on Seattle.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting in the final 6 weeks of the season for sure. One guy the Astros would love to count on in that rotation, he's back in there again tonight. Our best in Texas power pitcher driven by Ford, Christian Javier.
El Reptil is back on the mound. He is well rested, and last time he pitched against these Angels, he pitched extremely well. So he's looking to go out there and continue those good vibes against that ball club. But I think the great number for him is in those last 17 innings is the fact that you're only seeing 1 walk. I know that he has given up hits in those last couple of starts, but that means he's forcing those hitters to earn their way on base. You'd much rather have them try and swing it, use that defense behind you instead of giving up the free passes and then the big swing. So hopefully a good night for Javier.
Javier pitched well against the Angels out of the bullpen last time he faced them in Anaheim. The Astros need the big 3. Yordan Alvarez and the 2 guys around him in the lineup, Jeremy Pena and Isaac Paredes. They've been carrying the offense all year long. When we come back, Julia Morales in a live interview with the manager, Joe Espada.
Is B here.
We are back at Daikin Park where the Angels and the Astros are matching up for one more time this season. The Astros still on this homestand, 6 games left, and you've got back-to-back division opponents with Joe Espada here. Now, what would make this next 6 games successful for you and your club?
We got to go back to our fundamentals offensively. I think that we got away from our approach a little bit. I would like to see the guys just be more selective and passing the baton, and getting a good start to it from Javi. We need Javier to step up and show the Javier that we've known for many years. So that today is a very important game for us.
Well, following up on Javi, there were some positives maybe with the fastball in that last start. What do you want to see more of today?
Yeah, the fastball is coming. It's just mother off speed, getting his slider over, his changeup down under against some other lefties, and just continue to compete. The stuff is there. His last outing against the Angels, he went 6 innings, 7 punch-outs, so a repeat of that will be great.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right, Joe Espada and the Astros getting ready. Coming up, though, they will start with the Angels. This 3-game set, 6 games left, 6 very big games left on this homestand where they are looking to extend their lead in the AL West. It's all coming up. We're going to have first pitch on SCHN when we come back.
This is my Houston Astros baseball on SCHN is presented by La Lechonera. Flavor that bats 1,000 all year long. by American Furniture Warehouse, styling homes with quality furniture for less. And by Jack's new Philly-style bonus Jack combo. Shaved steak, grilled onions and peppers, and melty cheese starting at $4.99. Astros and Angels. Astros have won 6 of 10 meetings so far between these two teams. Final 3 coming up in this series at Daikin Park.
There's going to be a lot of new names in that lineup for the Angels. One you're going to recognize is Mike Trout. Wade Meckler is going to be leading off. Nolan Schanuel, Zach Neto, Moises Ballesteros is going to DH. There's that name we highlighted, Vaughn Grissom. This season, 6 for 12, and the big number for him is 5 RBIs against the Astros. He'll be followed by Josh Lowe, Denzer Guzman, and Tyler Heineman.
He'll be facing Christian Javier, working on 8 days of rest. He last pitched a week ago Sunday in San Diego, went 5 innings of 8-hit, 4-run baseball. Last time he faced the Angels was out of the bullpen. That was also his last relief appearance. It was on July the 27th. 5 innings of 3-hit shutout baseball against the Angels, struck out 7. And Blummer mentioned his command. No walks in that outing and no walks in 3 straight outings until just 1 walk against San Diego. Who is this guy throwing up a lot of filling up the strike zone?
Yeah, that's what Joe Espada wants to see. He wants to see him continue to be aggressive with that fastball in the zone. He's been throwing that cutter a little bit more in recent outings. So that's a pitch he's added to that repertoire. But in order for him to be successful, he has got to ride that heater at the top edge of that zone from hitter to hitter to be able to set up some of the off-speed and spin with 2 strikes.
Even at Christian Javier's best, when he was throwing no-hitters in the regular season at Yankee Stadium in the postseason against the Phillies, he never would go 4-game stretches with only 1 combined walk in those 4 outings. But that's where he is coming into tonight. We'll see if it continues against this Angels team. Both the Angels and the Astros with the off day yesterday. The Angels come in with a record of 49-76, tied for the worst record in baseball along with the A's, who will follow the Angels in beginning on Friday night for a weekend series. Ready to go on a Tuesday night, Astros and Angels, with Wade Meckler leading off. Meckler having a great rookie season. The Anaheim native playing for the team he grew up cheering for. Goes after the first pitch and pops one high in the air. Jeremy Pena leisurely jogs to his right and puts it away. 1 pitch and 1 out.
The player to watch is presented by Jack in the Box, and there he is, the veteran Mike Trout. How about his numbers against Christian Javier in his career? 1 for 18 and 11 strikeouts, 0 extra base hits. Combine that with how he plays inside this ballpark, it's advantage Christian.
Christian Javier is the kryptonite for Mike Trout in his career to this point. And of those 11 strikeouts, Blummer, they all have the exact same theme.
Yeah, this is insane. Statcast 3D powered by Google Cloud is going to show you how he has gotten those strikeouts. That's that top rail we're talking about. But how about all of them on 4-seam fastballs?
10 of the 11 on 4-seam fastballs at the top of the zone. We talk about Javier's invisible with that fastball. Mike Trout is the key witness to that. He just can't seem to see it. Because Javier's fastball is not 99 or 102 like Mizorowski. But this ball he puts in play on the fastball. It's a little pop-up into right field that Cam Smith will track down. So that's a win for Trout, at least not swinging through the fastball, but he's out number 2. How about the Astros starting defense tonight? It is presented by Xfinity. Behind the plate is going to be Yainer Diaz. He caught the final game against the Mariners on Sunday. On the infield, Paredes, Pena, Altuve, Walker, your normal foursome. Taylor Trammell in left. Dalton Varsho is your center fielder, and Cam Smith you saw make that play on Mike Trout. He's in right. Now Nolan Schanuel, who's been the hottest Angel for the last month and a half, takes the first pitch in for a ball, 1-0. Schanuel hitting .330 in his last 31 games, has always hit well against the Astros, a career .324 hitter against Houston pitching. Takes a strike and the count is 1-1. Javier, since coming off the IL, now 4 starts to go along with 4 relief appearances. Most of his relief appearances have been lengthy. So he has been stretched out through 86 pitches his last start. That one just missed the inside corner. In fact, Yainer Diaz doesn't feel like it was a miss. Alfonso Marquez called it a ball. Yainer's going to challenge in the first inning here on a 1-1 count. And he's going to win.
What a challenge.
ABS powered by T-Mobile shows that Yainer gets that call by a sliver.
That was a beautiful challenge by Yainer. Nice little wry smile between he and Nolan Shonwell.
Shonwell does not strike out much. We mentioned his average in those last 31 games, just 11 strikeouts to 18 walks in that stretch. But he's down to the count here, 1-2. Tries to hold his swing, and no swing, says the third base umpire Malachi Moore.
You can judge for yourself at home on our mattress from Super Mo. Pretty good call.
Now put in play, looping foul, and the count stays 2-2. 62 strikes for Christian Javier in his last start against San Diego in 86 pitches. Having more than a 75% strike percentage is something we're not used to with Christian Javier, but he filled up the zone that day. This ball in the middle of the diamond and caught by Jeremy Pena. A little soft liner that Pena snags for the final out. Astros coming to bat in the bottom half of the first inning. It'll be Pena. Then the MVP, leading candidate Yordan Alvarez, followed by Isaac Paredes in the bottom half of the first.
Now only on digital.
The Astros starting lineup is presented by Whataburger. Jeremy Pena at the top. Home run last Sunday going to the opposite field. Then Yordan Alvarez, Isaac Paredes, Jose Altuve, Dalton Varsho, Christian Walker, Taylor Trammell, Cam Smith getting back in there, hitting 8th. And Yainer Diaz rounding out the Astros lineup.
They're going to face the rookie right-hander George Clausen, 24-year-old, making just his 5th major league start. Started the year in April, getting a couple of starts. This is a first pitch swing by Pena, nothing new by Jeremy. He goes after more first pitches than anybody in the Astros lineup. How about the stuff we're going to see tonight from this young right-hander?
Yeah, Pena is always on the hunt. You're going to see some fastballs from Clausen. He's averaging 96.4 miles an hour on that fastball. Has a changeup, mostly to lefties, and the slider mostly to right-handed hitters, and he comes straight over the top.
Struggled his first couple of outings in the big leagues in April, and then was sent back down and called up this month. Now making his 3rd start of the month. Things have gone better this time around, including his first quality start, his last outing against the Rangers. This ball hit high in the air into left field. Wade Meckler, the left fielder, in a few steps. And Pena flies out to start the bottom half of the first. That'll bring up Yordan Alvarez, still leading the American League in all the Triple Crown categories. Has a 1 home run lead over Junior Caminero, a 6 RBI lead over Dylan Dingler, and a 12-point lead in batting average over Chad Simpson. 6 weeks to go for Yordan to try and accomplish the rarest of feats. First pitch home is a strike at the knees, 0-1. First time pitching against the Astros for Clausen, so all these guys seeing this right-hander for the first time. Did face Sugarland while winning pitcher of the month in the PCL. But none of the Astros on the current lineup were at Sugarland at the time. It's now an 0-2 count on Yordan. Big man likes to get that anchor foot locked in, and he's having trouble finding the footing back there.
He's been digging away at that thing, hadn't he?
That back foot slips as it might have on that last swing. He is not a happy guy, so he wants to make sure he gets that back of the plate locked in. I'm going to dig until I get comfortable.
Back in there, yeah. You put a pretty healthy amount of clay in there to get that grip for those guys.
Down on strikes, Clausen in his first ever matchup with Yordan Alvarez does not throw him a pitch out of the zone and strikes him out for the second out.
Shiner spotlight falls on Isaac Paredes, doing a good job in the last week. Swinging the bat, .417, his slugging percentage at .583. He's picking up Yordan. When he's not able to drive him in, he's picking up 7 of his own in those last week's worth of games. He also puts together some incredible at-bats. Nice having him behind Yordan.
That's been so huge during this run for Yordan, especially second half of the season, is how good Paredes has been behind him. Yordan still seeing a share of intentional walks and probably will in this series with the Angels walking him intentionally 6 times this year. But Paredes at least gives them a little bit of pain behind Yordan in those times when you do intentionally walk.
Yeah, it feels like the worst case scenario is that if you do get Isaac out, at least he's going to see a minimum of about 5 pitches per the at-bat. So you can extend those ABs and put a couple extra pitches on some of these pitching staffs.
That's a really good point too, even early in a game, because a lot of times Pena goes after early counts.
Yep.
And we've seen Yordan occasionally get out on early counts. So sometimes you're 2 to 5 pitches into the first inning with Isaac batting, and you still end up with a decent amount of pitches in that first inning a lot of times.
Yeah, he can wear you down.
Nobody in baseball sees more pitches than Paredes per plate appearance. As he takes another one down, and Clausen, who did walk a lot of batters in his first 3 major league starts, a total of 14 in a total of 8 2/3 innings. Much better in his last outing, but walks have been an issue for him earlier in the season.
Walks have been an issue for both of these ball clubs at the bottom of the pitching statistics as far as walks per 9.
That's going to be a ball up, as you heard the home plate umpire Alfonso Marquez on our home plate microphone. So Paredes draws a 2-out walk, and just as we mentioned it, there's an extended inning with a walk.
Where was that pitch on our UTMB Anderson strike zone? It actually caught the top. Tyler Heineman hesitating, didn't have faith in what he thought he saw.
And that could have been overturned, but it'll be Paredes drawing his 47th walk of the year. Here's Jose Altuve. Altuve having a good homestand, 5 for 12 in that series against the Mariners. He hooks one foul, 0-1. Those career hits against the Angels have led to a .302 lifetime average against Los Angeles. That's way outside. It's 1-1.
You know what else Isaacs at bats do? Allow Jose Altuve to be hyper aggressive. He can go out there and chase that first pitch if he wants.
Yeah, Altuve is right up there amongst the most aggressive hitters. This ball into right field, slicing. Josh Lowe will play it on a hop. Jose has hit number 6 on the homestand, and the Astros have runners on first and third with the Altuve 2-out base hit.
How about it? Jose Altuve getting a knock going the other way. You're going to see it right here. Got a fastball away. Shoots it the other way. Might have got in on the label a little bit, dropped in front of Josh Lowe. And tonight's aerial coverage of the Wire Cam is brought to you by our partners at Defy. As you see Isaac not in the picture until you see him at third base.
So now an opportunity for Dalton Varsho with runners on the corners and 2 outs. Varsho takes one off the plate for a ball, 1-0. Dalton very familiar with the guy behind the plate for the Angels. They were teammates for a large part of the season with the Blue Jays, he and Tyler Heineman. As he takes a pitch up and away, it's 2-0. There's Heineman, who spent most of his season with the Blue Jays and then traded to the Angels on June the 6th, June the 17th. He's going to go out and have a word with his young right-hander. He got 2 quick outs. He struck out Yordan Alvarez, and then a walk and a base hit. It put him in a little trouble. Now a message from Buick GMC.
We've seen the 2-out walk base hit a lot this season after getting 2 quick outs. Just I like seeing it better when our offense does it.
Yeah, I hear you. This offense has had its share of traffic over the last few weeks in the first inning, but not always able to capitalize on that traffic. Varsho would love to come through with a 2-out hit here.
Absolutely. The Astros have done a good job with 2 outs, but you're right. Early on, it seems like it's a little bit tougher.
Next pitch a strike, and all of a sudden it's 2-2, and a good visit so far by Heineman.
Calls a strike, the batter's challenge.
Dalton Varsho is going to challenge. He's only challenged 4 pitches this year with the Blue Jays, and he's going to get a 5th one right. He's 4 for 5 now in challenges, and that turns a 2-2 count to a 3-1 count.
So it's got to feel good as a hitter. All of a sudden, you get out of that hole real quick and put yourself in the advantage.
Varsho now with a 3-1 count. Christian Walker on deck with 2 on and 2 outs. Dalton probably left his own there and had an opportunity to load the bases. Instead, it's 3-2. So Altuve will be moving from first. Just like you mentioned early in this inning, the Astros went from what could have been a low pitch count inning to all of a sudden now to be 20 pitches for Clausen. Thanks to Isaac Paredes and others. Another one down in the dirt. The ball the inning. So Dalton goes after the 2nd and 3rd, strikes there and strikes out to end the inning. Astros strand. Tonight's Chevy Stropole. We just had Hall of Fame weekend this past weekend with the Mariners in town. So which Astros pitcher would you like to see in the 2027 Astros Hall of Fame? Your choices are 3. A, Bob Knepper. B, Ken Forsch. C, Smitty Dave Smith. Go to @SpaceCityHN. Use the hashtag Stropole. See who you think should be the next pitcher into the Astros Hall of Fame. We did that with the hitters in a previous broadcast. So here we go, 2nd inning baseball. Zach Neto, who bats in the cleanup spot for the Angels, will lead things off. Neto goes after the first one from Javier and fouls one back. Both hitters in the 1st and 2nd innings, first batters of the inning, going after the first pitch from Javier. This might be a new attack against the guy who has been at times wild in his career, thinking, hey, he's been filling up the zone lately. We might as well go after first pitches. Neto hitting 4th for just the 8th time this year for the Angels. He's been mostly their leadoff hitter. But now Wade Meckler leading off. One foul back, and Christian gets ahead 1-2. Javier faced the Angels in that crazy game that the Astros won in Anaheim, where Javier went 5 innings of 3-hit shutout baseball, and then the Angels defensively imploded in the 9th inning as the Astros came from behind to win that game. There was 1 hit in that inning, 2 hit batters, 2 errors, and 2 walks that allowed the most improbable of 9th inning rallies against the Angels. But it was all because of Javier's 5 shutout innings that allowed them to win that game.
Yeah, it kept them close enough, long enough for them to be able to allow the Angels to give them that game. I've seen 3 games this year where the Astros have been down to a last strike and were able to fight back and win.
That was quite a win on Friday.
Yeah, that was incredible. They were down to their last strike twice, I think, in that game.
Altuve was 0-2.
Altuve was 0-2, and I believe Varsho was too.
He was 1-2. Got down to his final strike. Altuve's pitch was way off the plate.
Yeah, his stature, I'm not sure how he got to it. He's got the extendo bat sometimes.
And then Varsho did a good job going the other way. There's a swinging strike, and Neto down. Major League or American League leading 172 strikeouts for Neto.
Good sweeper. He had him conscious about the fastballs at the top and up and in. Started this one on the plate and broke it off the outside of the UT-MD Anderson strike zone to get the swing and miss.
Now Moises Ballesteros is the batter. Ballesteros coming over from the Cubs at the trade deadline. All those power numbers came with Chicago, the 6 home runs and the 23 RBIs, all in a Cubs uniform. So far with the Angels, he's got 6 singles and 43 at-bats. That one off the plate, 1-1. That was the trade where Ryan Zefferjohn went from the Angels and now part of the Cubs bullpen. That one's off the plate, 2-1. No swing, and the count goes to 3-1. On the DH tonight, Ballesteros, one of 4 lefties, plus a switch hitter, Heineman, at the bottom of the lineup. It's the high fastball, now the count's full.
There's a really good visual on the fastball and how it works at the top of the zone in a hitter's count. That's Ballesteros sitting on the heater, 93 miles an hour, and he can't get to it.
So many swings underneath that heater, which is why Javier gets a lot of pop-ups and a lot of flyouts and a lot of swings underneath that pitch. This one popped foul on the fastball.
To your point. That 4-seam right at the top, and you can see just a tick behind it is Ballesteros, but that's what TK's talking about. They can try like crazy to try and get on top of it. Sometimes you just can't.
Got him. Ballesteros, after a 3-1 count, goes down on strikes. Javier's second strikeout, back-to-back hitters.
Good fastball, just riding through the middle of the zone in a 3-2 count. Challenged him, beat him. Defies logic when you're watching it on TV, but when you're in the box and you just see that fastball just never have that tilt down. There's gravity just can't get a hold of it.
Now Vaughn Grissom watches one back to the backstop for a ball 1. Well, Christian Javier been around the game for a little while. He knows what's at hand. He's 29 years old and still has another year left on his contract with the Astros. But just for 2026 and what remains of this season, he knows that there are spots available in this rotation if he wants to go out and grab them. And maybe, you know, we certainly think Hunter Brown and Peter Lambert and the guys that pitched this weekend, Hayden Wisniewski, are your trio that would be at the top of your list for postseason starts, but who knows what happens in the next 6 weeks. A guy like Christian Javier could make his name a part of that mix if he pitches well.
Yeah, we keep saying we need Hunter Brown to be Hunter Brown, and even on an off day, he still held the Mariners just a couple of runs, and that game was close. Wisniewski's going to have a hiccup coming out of that injury that he had, and it happened to be against the Mariners, which is shockingly the Mariners crush Astros pitching. Could have had Nolan Ryan and Mike Scott out there, and they would have scored 7 runs.
J.R. Richard,
bring them all out. And then you've got Peter Lambert, who's just been captain consistency out there, which has been a lot of fun to watch. But yeah, I figure right now, out of the 5 spots in the rotation, those 3 are secure.
This ball hit in the right field. Nothing new for Vaughn Grissom. He has hit the Astros at a 382 lifetime clip coming into tonight. Kind of fitting that he has the first hit of the night for the Angels. He's a 2-out base runner. Nice of those 3 to sit together knowing we were going to talk about them in the second inning. We do know that one of those 3 will be pitching in this series. That's going to be Peter Lambert. He'll pitch Thursday. It has not been announced who's going to pitch tomorrow. We can guess, but it's not been announced. This ball pop foul. Isaac Paredes giving it a look. There's a young right-hander who's currently on the taxi squad that could get a start tomorrow, but
we still have taxi squads?
We still have taxi squads, Blummer.
Wow, that's the only good thing COVID gave us.
He's been added to the taxi squad. Ethan Pecco is who we're talking about. So nobody's been named yet, but it could be a guy whose name rhymes with Nathan Gecko pitching for the Astros tomorrow. We'll see.
Pitch greedy.
We'll see. Yeah, I like it. 0-1 the count to Josh Lowe. Oh, swing and a miss. That was a pretty nice changeup.
Yeah, he likes that changeup to right-handed hitters, and it's a nice pitch to offset that riding fastball. But it's incredible I was able to turn that over and create that spin down and away. That was beautiful.
So Josh Lowe down in the count 0-2. Has not enjoyed his head-to-head matchups with Javier. 0 for 6 with a couple of strikeouts against Christian. Runner on first is Grissom with 2 outs. And just punching another changeup foul to stay alive. Angels starting a swing through the state of Texas. They'll play 3 here and then 3 in Arlington against the Rangers over the weekend. Another one fouled. This one slicing down the left field line. Another outing for Javier where he has early on thrown more than 2/3 of his pitches for strikes. Man, Lowe's battling here.
Yeah, tried it again, almost got it.
That one missing up. It's 1-2. Javier made 3 starts to begin the season before going on the IL, and since coming off the IL, it's now been 4 starts and 4 relief appearances. Got him. Took a few extra pitches, but Javier finally wins that matchup. He strikes out 3 in the inning, gives up a hit with 2 outs. Christian Walker will lead things off for the Astros, followed by Taylor Trammell and Cam Smith. Tossing out free hot dogs in between innings, and there they go.
Alien down.
What just happened?
Full yard sale.
So normally it's only $1 for a hot dog, but he was handing out free ones, which saves even $1 tonight. $1 dog night every Tuesday here at Daikin Park. Astros take on the Angels here, game 4, this 9-game homestand. Christian Walker leads off and has an 0-2 count. Walker hit the big walk-off on Friday, the Astros' only win so far in this homestand. It was his 5th 3-run home run of the season, counting for 15 of his 71 runs batted in this year. Puts this one in play, and it's a pop-up. Denzer Guzman, the third baseman, will stay with it and make the play in front of Neto for the first out. Julia.
Hey, TK. Welcome back, by the way.
Thank you.
Also, dugout report I have presented by Jack in the Box. Now, this team has been playing very well. We've talked a lot about it, but a tough series against Seattle. Right here is a chance for them to bounce back. Joe Espada said while we have been playing good baseball, there are some things I'd love for our offense to tweak, talking about the approach that he'd like his team to have going into this series, and of course another big series on this homestand before heading on the road for a big week against both New York teams in that stretch. So he's looking for some adjustments to be made. And he also said every series at this point is going to be important. It's just that time of year.
Yeah, they are. And you want to take advantage where you can against a team that's not playing for anything. But Plummer, you've been on both sides of this. When the team's not playing for anything, like the Angels or the A's, the only thing they have to play for is to knock off teams that are playing for something.
Yeah, sometimes that's the worst opponent, is the one that has nothing to lose except just playing spoiler, and they'd come out firing, hacking, doing things maybe they normally wouldn't. But as that veteran team like the Astros, who have been in these situations before where they've been trailing and hunted down who's in front of them, or they've been in the lead and been able to hold on to it, there's a lot of experience to draw from. And even though this weekend was disappointing, I really feel that these guys aren't in panic mode in that clubhouse. They've got kind of a slower heart rate than some of these other teams who might be in competition for a wild card or a division spot. But to your point, they also know exactly who they're playing and the opportunities that are in front of them. These next 6 games at home are winnable and should be very winnable. All 6 of them. You got a tough opponent tomorrow in Urania. But at the same time, you put together at bats and get into that Angel bullpen, you give yourself a chance.
Trammell down on strikes. The right-hander George Clausen so far with 3 strikeouts of his first 5 outs tonight. Now he'll face Cam Smith. And that next trip to New York, we've talked about how good the Yankees have been most of the season, and they've always had one of the top 2 records in the American League along with Tampa Bay as the year has gone along. But the New York Mets are starting to play better baseball lately. This ball hit in the air towards left. Got in on him a little bit, and that'll be a play for Wade Meckler. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for Clausen. We head to the 3rd. Still a scoreless game on Dollar Dog Night.
Carlos Correa drove in the winning run. That was in the 13th inning. So back-to-back walk-offs. Post-game, I read where Jose Altuve called Correa the best player in the world. This is the most Altuve quote ever. Also, we got to give a shout out to Evan Gattis, who had a game-tying hit in that second walk-off. He turned 40 years old today. Happy birthday to Gatty.
Gatty's 40.
We should play all 11 of his triples.
Yes.
In honor of his 40th.
How did we not think of that? Happy birthday, Gatty.
Happy birthday, Gatty.
That would take way too long to show all 11 triples. Although Javier sometimes takes time in between pitches, we might have gotten a few in there. Christian,
at least 4 or 5.
Christian will use up that pitch clock. He's not afraid to go at Al Reptile's pace. He likes to control the clock, and he'll go right about 1. That's fouled out of play. It's 0-2. Denzer Guzman, the leadoff hitter here for the Angels. Everything Javi does feels like it's just at his own pace.
El Reptile has that slow heart rate. You will see the pitch on his time.
That one down and away, 1-2. So far, only 1 base runner against Christian in 2 innings of work. It's a 2-out single by Vaughn Grissom. Mentioned he mixed in that cutter against the Padres a little more. That's something we'll watch for tonight. That's a sweeper, a little bit bigger than the cutter. It's 2-2.
I'm not sure we've seen one yet, to be honest with you.
So. I was wondering that. I don't think we've seen it.
Now, been forcing fastball, changeup, and sweeper.
He threw it 17% in that last start against the Padres.
They got some big right-handed hitters in that lineup, so I wonder if that kind of influenced the usage a little bit. Got a pretty even lineup from Kurt Suzuki today with the Angels. It's very militant. Left, right, left, right, left, right.
Enzer Guzman made his 2026 debut against the Astros on June the 8th. He's been their regular third baseman ever since. Goes down on strikes here. Javier, with his last 4 outs all being strikeouts, has K'd 4 Angels tonight.
Good spin on that sweeper, going to that down and away corner perfectly.
Now Tyler Heineman will bat. Heineman, originally an Astros minor leaguer after being drafted by Houston, and now playing for team number 6 in his big league career. None of them being the Astros. That had a lot of the plate. Yiner's going to challenge that one.
Call the ball, catcher challenge.
Yiner so far has won his first challenge, now going for a 2-for-2 tonight. ABS powered by T-Mobile. Yiner's going to win.
Calls over.
He's on fire.
The Astros as a catching duo, primarily, Cesar Salazar also in the mix, but mostly it's been Christian Vasquez and Yiner Diaz, are 28th out of 30 in the major leagues in terms of challenge percentage. But so far they've added to that total with a 2-for-2 tonight. Yiner has been better than Vasquez on the season. Offensively, the Astros are now 3rd in getting overturns as an offense and 3rd from the bottom as a catching defensive side.
Vasquez impressed. Talking about him in the dugout. Oh, man, that's pretty good.
Vasquez always impressed with something.
He is. He's the ultimate hype guy.
He is. When he's in that dugout, he's keeping things loose with somebody. 0-2 count, and that's going to be a pop-up. I think it's playable. It is. Christian Walker ambles into foul territory, and that's the 2nd out of the inning. Stream the Astros playoff chase on Space City Home Network directly with SCHN Plus. No cable or satellite needed. Start streaming today at SCHN Plus. SCHN is your home for Houston Astros baseball. Today is game number 63 at home. There have been 63 road games. We have exactly 18 of each remaining after tonight. It's getting to that point where you can start to count how many starts guys might have. We looked at the boards before the game about who's coming up on the schedule between the Rangers, the Astros, and the Mariners. Fun time of year. The pennant chase is in full effect. Astros lead by 2. They're a game ahead of the 500 mark. Everybody, with the exception of Kansas City, this team, and the A's, everybody else in the American League is within a couple of games of a playoff spot.
It's crazy. That wild card scene in the American League is crazy.
Truly, 12 out of 15 teams have a legitimate shot.
Yeah.
Wow. Here we go.
It's going to end up being a full screen here in about 2 weeks.
Right. And that counts with the Rangers and Orioles exactly tied. There might be a case this could be the year where a team actually with a 500 record or lower ends up in the postseason.
You're right.
It's never happened before. You talked about this during the Padres series, that the 82-80 Padres right now have the worst record of any postseason team, but that could change this year.
Yeah, they could take the title. Somebody else will pass it on. Take that belt off and hand it down.
That one hit through the hole. No one there between second and short. So Christian Javier has given up his second hit. Both of them have come with 2 outs.
So
Dyken Park has not been a happy place for Mike Trout. We're going to show you the batting average at Dyken Park. He's done good with those pitches in the middle part of the plate and down. We know that. That's why the Astros attack that top part of that zone frequently. And they have found a lot of success there, riding that fastball up top, and eventually getting some of those sliders down and away. Just like that.
And when Trout eventually gives his speech in Cooperstown 5 years after he retires, he will not mention his fondness of playing in Houston.
Lance Berkman was quoted one time talking about Wrigley Field, that if they ever decided to not play there anymore and get rid of that ballpark, that he would push the plunger down to get rid of that ballpark. I would imagine if Mike Trout is in the same mold as Lance Berkman. He might say the same about this place after some of his outings.
Nothing against the city, nothing against the people.
No, zero. It's just it has just the success rate that doesn't exist here for him.
Just has not been a stadium he's enjoyed. Even that call, that could have gone his way. In any other stadium, it might have gone his way. Here at Dyken Park.
Even the strike zones against him.
Here at Dyken Park, it goes against him.
He still has that he can challenge, but he's been kind of just used to having those calls go against him.
Now he's down to the count 1-2. There goes the runner, and the pitch is up. The throw by Yiner bounces, and it still might be close, but just getting in ahead of the tag is Wade Meckler, who's now 5 for 5 in steals.
It was a pretty good job by Tuve to stay with that and make the pick and put the tag on. Pitch was high.
It was a nice pick.
Yeah, right on top of him.
Now a runner in scoring position for the first time for the Angels. And Trout with a 2-2 count. So many matchups between these two. Trout knows his numbers against Javi. Javi knows his numbers against Trout. And we showed you that strikeout graph earlier, how they've all been on high fastballs, 10 of the 11. So it's almost like Trout knows what's coming, but can't, at least for the majority of his career to this point, been able to do much about it.
Yeah, once you get this deep into your experience with the pitcher, it does kind of feel like you can anticipate what's coming, because you have so many pitches thrown against you that you know exactly where he's going to attack with those 2 strikes.
You would think this has a 90% probability or better of being a fastball, just based on the success of Javi. You don't want to walk a guy you've had success against. So why mess with a breaking pitch? And he does throw him the fastball, but he misses. So Trout will draw the walk. So Trout, who's 1 for 19 against Javier, draws his 4th career walk against Christian, and now the Angels have 2 runners on with 2 outs. That'll draw a visit from Yiner Diaz. Now, a word from Reliant.
Make your move with Reliant. That's power your way.
It's a little longer discussion than usual between catcher and pitcher, and that'll draw a visit from Alfonso Marquez to say, hey, I know you're on Javi time here, but let's speed things up.
Yeah, this is similar to what we saw in that first inning from Clausen. Get a couple of outs quickly, and then all of a sudden you've got a walk, a base hit. You've got traffic out there with 2 outs. That's where Javi finds himself after giving up that base hit to Wade Meckler and then the walk to Mike Trout. And even though he's got a pretty good strike-to-ball ratio, he's still throwing 55 pitches.
And they've climbed a little bit with 2 outs in this inning and 2 outs in the last inning. He gets a swinging strike here from Shonowell. It's 0-1. Shonowell hit one towards the middle of the diamond, caught by Jeremy Pena his last time up. Nice pitch. Tied him up on the outside edge, and now Javier ahead 0-2.
That was beautiful. It doesn't get much better than this. Come back and just nibble off an outside edge.
A little bit down. Astros have an extra arm in their bullpen for this game. We'll see if that's the case tomorrow, when there is the possibility of a guy being added off the taxi squad. But for tonight, an extra arm in the pen, Miguel Uyola. Uyola's starting to do some exercises to maybe get loose. As you mentioned, the pitch count rising here on Javi. There's Miguel on the left. More than one guy starting to get loose, but Miguel the only guy who's out of his warm-up top. Another 2-strike pitch with 2 outs coming. That's down 2-2. Shake it off.
I like that pitch selection right there. And that 1-2 count was that changeup. You just maybe over boogied on that one a little bit and yanked it into the dirt. Because he's throwing a couple of good sweepers on the outside that Shonewell's had to defend.
There's a base hit into center that's going to score the game's first run. Meckler around third. He's going to score. Trout to third. It'll be an RBI single by Nolan Shonewell. And the Angels lead 1-0.
Pretty good at bat by Shonewell. I talked about how he was fighting off some of those sliders and sweepers on the outside edge. Took a changeup in the dirt and then got a fastball on that outer third and went back up the middle with it to drive in a 2-out run.
RBI number 48 on the year for Shonewell. Second on the team in runs batted in behind the guy at the plate, Zach Neto, who did most of his run production, RBI total from the top spot of the lineup as he fouls the first pitch off. So Javier got to a 2-strike count with 2 outs on Trout and couldn't finish off that at bat. That's the guy he probably wanted to get. Shonewell has had a little more success against him than Trout. Did get to 2 strikes against Shonewell, but couldn't finish off that at bat with 2 outs. And now trying to get Neto to keep it at a 1-run game. Pitch is up. It's 1-1. Ethan Katz just ran to the telephone, which means that there may be somebody that's going to start to loosen now as Javier will throw his 30th pitch of this inning. It's going to miss. It's 2-1. All this with 2 outs and nobody on. And the first man up in the bullpen tonight is going to be Aniel De Los Santos.
Last pitch was the first cutter he threw the night.
Threw the cutter.
Yep.
We were wondering where that was. That's a pitch that Neto wishes he had a chance to change his swing decision on as he waved through that. He knew halfway through the swing it was a bad choice.
Yeah, he really stands on top of the plate, and sometimes to get to that fastball, you got to get started a little bit early, and he guessed right, just a bad location.
Fouls that one off, stays 2-2. Javi struck out 4 in a row, 4 outs in a row in a span of 5 batters. He's only struck out more than 4 batters in a game this year once, and that was against the Angels out of the bullpen on July 27th in his 5 innings of work. That one's wide. It's 3-2. A lot of pitches after 2 strikes and nobody on. On the ground, gloved by Paredes, nicely to his left. His throw in time to get Neto for the final out of the inning. Angels get 1 on a couple of hits and a walk and lead it 1-0. Bottom half of the 3rd inning. Guess who's joined us in the broadcast booth, as he does a lot of times in the beginning of the homestand, but we had a Hall of Fame weekend, so we're pretty busy. Plummer has a new hat.
Stay with me.
He's got I can feel on.
You have a new wardrobe.
Part of the pit crew.
Jason Wooden, Vice President of Marketing.
Tires.
It's looking good.
Yep,
absolutely.
That looks like part of Ricky Bobby's pit crew right there. Well done.
I feel good about it.
We have a big homestand, Jay
Yes,
Wu.
absolutely.
And we're, what, a third of the way through. But a lot happening in this series and the next series, including who doesn't like a flash sale?
Everybody loves a
Right?
flash sale. I mean, we have 6 games left in this 9-game homestand. opportunity for fans. If you haven't made it out to the ballpark, I'm telling you right now, this is a great opportunity for you to do it. We have a ballpark bundle. We're running a sale on it right now. The ballpark bundle includes your game ticket, a hot dog, popcorn, and a drink. And if you buy one for the Angels series, it costs you $15 all in. Or if you buy one for the A's series, it costs you $19 all in.
$15 all in for hot dog, game ticket, popcorn, and drink.
That's it.
Wow.
I mean, what better deal? Yeah, what better deal?
So it is a flash sale. It is a flash sale.
I'll rotate your tires.
10 a.m. tomorrow is the deadline.
You have until 10 a.m. tomorrow. Go to Astros.com. Be able to buy your tickets. You have till 10 a.m. tomorrow. That's when the flash sale goes off.
And then it'll go off in the ballpark with the Astros playing against these Angels. So is that all you've got for this Angels series?
Angels series, we do coming up this weekend. Again, we only have 3 Friday games left.
Crazy to think about,
season.
right?
Yeah.
3 firework nights.
3 firework nights. It is big and bright Friday night. Every single Friday. Opportunity for fans to get here early, stay late, get up to the Mick Ultra Club, be able to have happy hour drink specials, be able to enjoy the game, and then we'll pop the top and be able to have fireworks in front of downtown Houston. And this theme that we have this Friday is going to be player walk-up songs. So if you're a fan of all of our players and their walk-up songs, you will get to see all of that to a fireworks show.
And the shirt.
And the shirt.
Yeah.
And Hunter Brown Diesel. I don't know if anybody got the back of this thing, but
it's pretty
loaded.
Legit.
Yeah, this shirt's loaded.
But you do get 10,000 fans will get their Hunter Brown button-down shirt, basically.
There we go.
Kind of, yeah. It's your tire shop type look. It's Diesel.
There you go.
Yeah, Hunter Brown, name on the back, whole deal.
Put Diesel in, get Diesel out. Love that quote. That'll be Friday night. 10,000 fans receive that shirt that Blummer is modeling. And then, what's better than one dog day?
2 dog days?
We get more?
We got more.
We do. Some may say it's the best doggone weekend we have this season.
Wow.
Yes, he did.
That's a Blummer line.
Yes, he did.
I learned from the best.
Jeremy Pena grounds the third.
I learned it from you, Dad.
It is. It's back-to-back dog days. One of the more fun days that we have here. So if you're a fan of dogs, this is going to be the weekend to come out here. All of Hall of Fame Alley will be fully decked out with dogs. You do get, if you want to bring your furry friend, you do have to buy a ticket for yourself as well as your dog, regardless of how big your dog is. So Chihuahua, Great Dane, all require a seat. But we will have all of Hall of Fame Alley fully decked out.
Oh, this is going to be a tough play by Neto, and he makes it. What a play from deep in the hole, robbing Yordan Alvarez. Whenever we have a guest, it's a guaranteed quick inning. Jay Wu, thanks for joining us.
You guys, thank you.
Appreciate you.
Painted trucker on Sunday.
That's it.
Let's go.
Love it.
1-0 Angels. Christian Javier right back out there after a lengthy third inning where he faced 6 batters and had to throw 34 pitches. Was in the dugout less than 4 minutes when the Astros batted against George Clausen. Now right back out there for Javier, and he'll start things off against Moises Ballesteros, who struck out his first time up. Javier to this point 3 hits allowed, 1 run. He has walked 1 and struck out 4. Retired 8 of the first 9 first time through the lineup. Gave up a single walk and single to the first 3 hitters second time through the lineup. Now 1-1 count on Ballesteros. There's a changeup that has been tough at times on lefties. It's 1-2.
It's a good pitch. This one looked like it started in the zone a little bit. Good release, and then you just see it just tail to the bottom part of the zone.
Foul back, stays 1-2. Astros DHing today, followed by Vaughn Grissom and Josh Lowe in the 4th inning. Follow along with what the Mariners and the Rangers are doing tonight. Rangers are at home against the Washington Nationals. They have an early 5-0 lead. The Mariners trail in Milwaukee 1-0 in their game in the 5th. This one popped into left center. Pena will watch Taylor Trammell make the play for the first out. Astros 6-4 against the Angels on the season. If the Astros win just one game in this series, obviously they'd like to do more than that, but just one win will give them a 6th consecutive season series victory against the Angels. Angels in danger of yet again finishing below 500. I don't think even a Boston Red Sox type run would help them at this point. They're 49-76 coming in. They have not had a winning record since 2015. Quite amazing to think about, considering that at one point they had 2 of the best players on the planet, but all that time they've had the best player on the planet, basically.
Yeah.
In that stretch. And he wants to be, it sounds like, a one franchise guy. Mike Trout has said that, I know this team has struggled at times, but I want to be here. I want to be here when it turns around. It just has been a slow process as they have changed general managers again this year.
General managers. I mean, think about the support staff that he has seen go in and out of that organization over the time he's spent with the Angels. The only time he's made a playoff appearance was back in 2014. But he's seen a lot of people come and go. And you're right, it's pretty amazing. Almost exaggerates maybe the issues that the Angels are having, knowing that they have one of the best players ever to play the game on their roster, and they haven't been able to expose him to the postseason often enough.
It's kind of a crazy scene for them. The Astros saw Logan O'Hoppe get traded right before an Astros-Angels game out there, but that was before the deadline. But at the deadline, a bunch of the team was at Mike Trout's golf course.
Yeah, they were getting phone calls out there, weren't they?
They were. Ground ball to Pena on 2 hops, and that's the second out. Guys were being picked off left and right during the course of the round. Some guys found out before the round started and said, can I still play? Making sure with their agent that the team didn't need him to get on a flight in the next couple hours.
Yeah, you want to play Trout National.
Yes. They had a special team outing. And during the course of the day, Jose Soriano, Brent Suter, Joe Adell, Ryan Zefferjohn, and Kirby Yates were all traded. Yates was traded on the way back from the round. Everybody else was traded either before the round started on the front 9 or the back 9. I think Adell was at the turn.
That's incredible.
Right?
Yeah.
So guys' phones.
Just picking off foursomes left and right.
That's great. They had all these foursomes set up, and it was supposed to be a great team bonding day, and it ended up being just a bunch of hugs and good luck.
Team explosive day. Usually I'm leaving at the turn because I'm not good. These guys were leaving because they were going to another team.
But to Mozalik's credit, he's gotten the green light to go ahead and make some moves for the future, which we haven't seen the Angels always do at the deadline, where they move pieces to try and get better for the future. And now
I think you're referring to that Ohtani potential trade that never happened.
That's one of them for sure. Now their minor league system has been moved up on the Baseball America rankings from one of the worst to top half.
It's a pretty good jump.
This ball hit pretty well to left. Back goes Trammell. And Vaughn Grissom, after Vaughn Grissom bats, Josh Lowe hits one the other way. Lowe, who struck out his first time up and was 0 for 7 in his career against Christian Javier, hits one out to left field to give the Angels a 2-0 lead.
That was a fastball out over the plate. Lowe letting this one travel and get deep. He's able to shoot it into the Crawford boxes. Elevating some late life out there. Puts another run on the board.
So it's a 2-0 Angels lead on the Lowe home run. He now joins the group with 10 or more home runs on the team. Neto and Trout have 20. Now Lowe into double figures, and here's Denzer Guzman. That ball hit hard into left. Couple of well-struck baseballs, the last two batters. Guzman a 2-out single. All the hits against Christian Javier and all the base runners against Javi tonight have come with 2 outs. He's gotten the first 2 outs of every inning.
Yeah, that's crazy how we've seen that over the course of the year, getting those 2 quick outs and not being able to finish off the inning.
Brian King begins to loosen up here. Now a word from Standard Insurance.
I like to save money, and I know you do too. You deserve to pay less. In just a few minutes, see how much you can save. Make that call today.
Don't delay, call Standard today.
Josh Lowe's home run was a Crawford box special.
Come on.
Yep. It was only 95 miles an hour off the bat.
How many of these visiting players are going to get Crawford box specials?
Way more than our guys get.
Right?
It feels that way.
The game-winning home run.
Yeah.
Mariners.
Mariners, that was
Cal Raleigh.
Cal Raleigh. I mean, that literally hit the top of the yellow line and then jumped out.
Man. We did a graphic on that earlier where I think 100% of the Crawford box specials were all visitors.
I feel like you're right.
We'll have to update that because it has not been very kind to the Astros this year. Actually, Boots has the list.
There's an expected batting average of 180 on that home run.
Much better than Raleigh's 030. So there have been 8 Crawford box specials this year, Blummer. 8. Astros have 0. Visitors have 8.
It's not how it's supposed to work.
No. That's supposed to be your home field advantage.
You would I mean, our guys will hit them up onto the train tracks. I mean, that's obviously a beautiful thing. But every once in a while, you'd think they'd run into a mistake and just get enough to creep into the Crawford boxes.
8-0 visitors with that home run by Josh Lowe, being in one of 30 stadiums. Javi's kind of in that pitch count where he's been out of the game the last 2 outings, so you would think this is his last inning, maybe even his last batter here. Heineman in his career has been a better right-hand hitter, but this year he's done a nice job as a lefty. 6 for 17 with 3 doubles and a home run as a lefty.
Kind of crazy stat.
Yeah.
The homestand. We're what? Almost 3.5 games into the homestand. 17 2-out hits, 10 2-out runs against the Astros.
Wow.
Ouch. Ouch.
That hurts. Javi had a 1-2-3 first and then recorded the first 2 outs of the next 3 innings. It's been problematic with 2 outs, though. Got him to end the 4th. Christian Javier, though, gives up a home run to Josh Lowe. A Crawford box special makes it 2-0.
$32 bites, 1 champion. Vote for the signature dish you would most like to try. Come to the Ballpark Bites bracket for a chance to win tickets to try these decadent bites at a stadium of your choice. Vote at MLB.com/bracket. You got to vote right there for the pork burnt in onion blossom. So it's the boomin' onion. Boomin', guys. Oh, also, they brought me a hot dog. Had dollar signs on it.
What?
Cha-ching.
Hot dog for $1. Make you holler. Oh, okay. Back to you.
We go to the bottom of the 4th.
Wait, what?
Astros trying to solve George Clausen. Second time around. It's been good so far. 1 hit. Astros threatening the 1st with a hit and a walk, but haven't done anything since with 7 straight sent down. He's kind of picked up where he left off after his last start against the Rangers. 6 innings of 2-run baseball, his first quality start. University of Minnesota product who came over from the Phillies in a trade, now 24 years old. Acquired with Sam Aldeguerri in exchange for Carlos Estevez. That was at the trade deadline 2 summers ago. Paredes, who drew the only walk from Clausen, has a 2-1 count here. It'll be Isak, Jose Altuve, and Dalton Varsho. Astros trying to get things going in the 4th. Isak with that first plate appearance, reaching 502 plate appearances, which is the magic number to qualify for the season. He's the second Astro to reach that total, behind Yordan Alvarez. And imagine at spring training and leading up to the season when there was some questions as to how Isak was going to get enough at-bats this year. And here he is with over 500 plate appearances as he draws his 2nd straight walk.
And protecting the big man. He has played a crucial part in this lineup.
He has been a huge part of this lineup.
It's time to play Astros Trivia, powered by Reliant. Altuve leads the Astros with 25 career home runs versus the Angels. Who's in the 2 spot? Astros Trivia, powered by Reliant.
Jose having a good homestand, now 6 for 13 in the homestand. Coming in his last 12 was hitting .372. Jose has seen that average move up closer to the .250 mark, which for him on the season doesn't seem where he wants to be, but considering where he's come from, he'll take it based on what he's done the last couple of weeks. Game number 100 on the season for 2. Chops this one towards 3rd, backhanded by Guzman. He thought about going to 1st and then changed his mind and ended up taking the force out at 2nd. Out number 1 as Paredes retired. Julia.
Let's get to know Dalton Varsho, presented by Gallery Furniture. A few things about him. Drafted in 2017. He caught a no-hitter 2021. That's right, he was a catcher. Said, I am not missing my days as a catcher, though. All these years later, you see some of the other things about him. He's also a roommate of Christian Walker for the first week or so that he was in an Astros uniform as he was trying to get his family down here, find a place to move in. Walk said he's a good roommate.
Good roommate?
Because he takes off his shoes before he comes in the house. Apparently that's a rule in the Walker household.
Is that true?
That's what I was told.
That's a rule for a lot of my relatives that live in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep it clean.
Keep it clean. No shoes, no flip-flops, no slippers, whatever.
And I'm not going to disobey Christian Walker's mustache.
No. He'll get pulled over.
Yep.
So good roommate, Dalton Varsho. I assume, Julia, that Dalton has found his own place at this point.
He has. And he's had 2 off days in Houston to be with his family, to soak up some family time and get to know his new city.
Yes.
How about that? Great timing.
Good homestand to have 2 off days.
For all of us.
What did some of the other guys do on their off days yesterday?
Nick Allen went to NASA.
Oh,
good move.
Yeah.
That's a great
Savannah
visit.
and the baby went too. He had some friends in town. I'm like, what's there to do around here? And he's like, I heard NASA's pretty cool. So they just drove down and spent the day. It's great.
That is good.
Apparently we're hearing Zach Neto also went to NASA.
That's right. Angels had a crew.
Did they? And what else happened on the off day?
Okay, so it wasn't this off day, but the Thursday off day.
Okay.
AJ Blueball got engaged.
Wow.
She said yes.
Whew.
Yes, AJ. One of University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee's finest, along with the guy at the plate, Dalton Varsho. Congrats to AJ. That's a big moment.
They went to that Manil collection.
Yep.
It's awesome.
The Mill House, yeah.
Good spot. He said she was very skeptical of the whole thing, but it played out beautifully.
Stephen Oker wasn't part of it, right?
He had comments.
Of course
he was waiting. He was ready, though. He was waiting.
This one's popped up on the infield. Zach Neto will make the catch. He thought about letting it drop momentarily, but decided to catch it anyhow. That's the second out of the inning. It's like, what's the difference between Altuve and Varsho on base? Not much, so might as well catch it. And now here's Christian Walker. Walker popped up. So congrats to AJ, and congrats to Nick Allen, and all the Angels went over to NASA. That's a big trip, but worth the time.
It is. That's a good way to spend the off day. Have you ever been over to the Neutral Buoyancy Lab? Oh my gosh.
Fun?
Yeah, it's incredible. That might be the biggest swimming pool I've ever seen in my life. It's where they do all the underwater stuff. It was unbelievable.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah. They wouldn't let me cannonball.
This ball popped up as well, although this one's gonna end up in the outfield. Waiting for it is Josh Lowe. Walker flips the bat away for the final out of the inning. Leadoff walk, but so far through 4, Clausen's been tough. Geico is giving select fans a one-of-a-kind game day experience by helping them catch a game in the Big Blue Glove Seat. It's down the left field side. Congrats to the Geico Big Blue Glove Seat winner. Fans got to move from the upper level to the Geico Blue Glove Seat. Also, they got a Geico gift basket full of Astros swag and other great team experiences. Watching a game from the Big Blue Glove out there outside sections 105 and 106.
Brian King is into this game. He'll mark his 50th appearance. He's going to face the top of the lineup. A couple of lefties in here with Mike Trout in between. Fastball slider for Brian King.
Wade Meckler, the batter, taking a strike. It's 1-1. So Astros get 4 innings tonight from Christian Javier, who leaves with 5 hits and 2 runs charged against him. 1 walk and 5 strikeouts. We mentioned all the traffic against Javier with 2 outs. All the hits and the 1 walk were with 2 outs. He threw 47 of his 87 pitches in tonight's game with 2 outs.
Ooh.
That is a called 3rd strike, and King starts off the inning with quick work of Wade Meckler for a strikeout to start the 5th.
Fastball that Meckler couldn't pull the trigger on. Good pitch. Got a lot of the plate too. You'll see it on our UTMD Anderson strike zone.
Mike Trout goes after the first sweeper and fouls it away. It's 0-1. Trout walked his last time up. He's glad to see Javier out of there. He ended up with a walk against him, but he left the night 1 for 19 career against Javier, his worst batting average of any pitcher lifetime, who he's faced 15 times or more. There's 122 pitchers he has faced that many times in his career, and Javier has his number more than any of the other 121. 1-1 the count, and that's a strike at the top of the zone, 1-2. Brian King on here in the 5th inning. Astros have not announced a starter tomorrow, but it could be a guy making his major league debut. So even though the Astros were coming off a series against the Mariners where they had a day off going into the series and a day off coming out of the series, got the potential with Javier going 4 innings today and the potential for a big league debut tomorrow to have your bullpen be asked a lot here in the first 2 games of this 6-game stretch. Just off the plate, hit the glove, but Niner was set up out there. Broke his bat. That'll be an easy one for Christian Walker. He'll flip it to King, and that might have been a mistake, but he gets away with it. Christian looked like he could have gotten to the bag himself, and there was some confusion whether Walker was going to flip it or not, and then King ended up just getting there in time.
Yeah, they're not going to challenge it. And to Trout's credit, he was hustling the entire way. Ball not hit hard. Walker had to sit back, and then quick stretch of that right foot for King gets Mike.
Just in time. Look out. Shonowell takes one up and in. That's scary. 1-0. Julia, what do you have on tomorrow's potential starting pitcher?
Got to chat with him. So he was scratched from his start on Sunday. His first thought, have I been traded? He said, wait, the deadline's passed. But he is thrilled to be here. He said today was about introducing himself to everyone, slowing things down, just enjoying the day. He hasn't been told anything other than be ready because we might need you. So that's what he was doing today. And he wasn't in big league spring training. So Joe Espada was trying to get to know him today. We obviously were getting to know him, learning about his off season and the surgery he was coming off of. But he feels really good and will be ready for anything if needed.
Ethan Pecos, who we're talking about, we could see his big league debut tomorrow. As a part of the taxi squad, you can hang out with the team pregame, but you can't hang out there during the game.
Call the strike, the batter challenge.
Nolan Shonowell is going to challenge this 3-0 pitch. Thought he had drawn a walk on 4 pitches. And no.
Whoa.
Call's confirmed. Los Angeles has 1 minute challenge remaining.
Kind of an odd challenge. It doesn't seem like 3-1's a count you're really too scared of. But the Astros will take that loss of a challenge. And now challenge it again. That was a lower pitch. Oh, he wants to so bad.
I wish he would have. Check it out here on the UTMD Anderson strike zone. Yeah, got a piece of it.
So the fact that he challenged that first pitch puts him in a position where he's not going to challenge that one. Would have lost that one too. Now King's got a 3-2 count. On the ground, and it's going to work out for him after all. Just off the tip of the glove of Jose Altuve. Shonowell has, guess what, a 2-out hit.
Yep. Just a bounding ball up the middle.
That's going to be the only 3 batters that Brian King will face. Homer mentioned a couple of lefties out of the top 3 in the lineup, so King will face just 3 tonight. Eniel De Los Santos will be the new pitcher when we come back.
Playoff chase continues tomorrow night with Game 2 against the Angels. Coverage begins at 6:30 only on SCHN and streaming on SCHN Plus. Is that the new Texas tuxedo?
Ooh, good call.
I like it. I like the previous big hat better, though. Eniel De Los Santos is into this game. 54 games, 4.24 is his ERA. Fastball slider to right-handed hitters. Lefties, he'll break out that changeup, looking to get Zach Neto right here and finish off this inning with 2 outs.
Neto striking out and grounding out in his 2 at-bats against Christian Javier. Goes after the first pitch and sends this to the wall and left, and that'll bounce off the base of the wall and past Taylor Trammell. That'll easily score Shonowell from first once it got past Taylor. And it's now a 3-0 game as the run scores on the first pitch thrown by Eniel De Los Santos out of the pen.
Not wasting any time. Turned on a fastball in. Placed it perfectly down that left field side. It hit the base of the wall once it got out there. Taylor Trammell tracking it down, but it shot back to the infield. Jeremy Pena not able to get out there quick enough, and that run comes around to score. Emmanuel's scoreboard's been a menace in this game.
3-0 Angels. That run will be charged to Brian King on that ground ball that found its way to the outfield as he leaves an inherited runner on, and it comes in to score. Astros have already gone through 2 bullpen arms. Again, they might have a young man making his big league debut tomorrow. So you would think at some point tonight they'll need some coverage from Miguel Ullola. This pitch is off the plate, 1-1.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Joe handles that bullpen. He's trying to make sure this game doesn't get out of hand.
Esteros has struck out and flied out to left. Now 6 for 45 in his Angels career. Coming over from the Cubs, where he played 59 games. Zach Neto and Jeremy Pena, a couple of shortstops having a conversation. 24th double of the year for Neto, team leading 54th RBI. This one popped up, Paredes and Pena. It's going to be Paredes staying with it and making the catch for the final out of the inning. But the Angels do damage with 2 outs yet again. A single and a double, making it 3-0. Astros playing catch-up tonight, down 3-0 as we head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. The good news is all the Astros wins in the past week in San Francisco and over the weekend against the Mariners had a come-from-behind element in it. We'll try and come from behind again tonight. One on Friday, they were leading most of the way, but then had to come from behind after giving up 2 in the 10th and winning it with 5 in the bottom of the 10th. Ones in San Francisco were some late comebacks. Trammell struck out his first time up. Clausen hasn't allowed a hit since the first and has only allowed 1 hit tonight and 2 walks as he gets ahead 0-2 on Taylor Trammell. Trammell in his last at-bat getting to 200 plate appearances for the first time in his career. Getting a chance to play on an everyday basis pretty much lately. Goes down on 3 pitches here. Clausen has his 4th strikeout, his first since the 2nd inning when he struck out Trammell.
Steady diet of sliders in this at bat. First pitch fastball, then backdoored the slider, and then brought it down and in.
Cam Smith, the batter. Cam flied out to left his first time up. Clausen pitched against Sugar Land twice this year at AAA Salt Lake City. Mentioned he was the Pacific Coast League Pitcher of the Month in July. And after 2 subpar outings back in April, he has been a different pitcher this time around at the big league level. Guzman makes the play on a nice backhand on the short hop. Cam retired for the 2nd out. 10,000 fans will receive a Tatsuya Imai bobblehead on Saturday, August 22nd, presented by Kanzai. Get your tickets now at astros.com/promotions. 2 out, space is empty for Yainer Diaz. Yainer going after the first one and missing 0-1. Astros' best and to this point only real opportunity came in the 1st inning. 1st and 3rd with 2 outs. Clausen able to get Dalton Varsho to end the inning after getting down in the count to Varsho. Since then, he has been pretty much in command.
Now he's cruising. He's very comfortable. Basically grab and go with Tyler Heineman behind the plate, punching in the pitch calm. Been heavy on the slider the 2nd time through the order, heavy on the fastball the 1st time.
Little chopper off the plate. Guzman will play it on 2 hops. His throw is low and a nice pick by Nolan Shotwell at first. Another 1-2-3 inning for Clausen. Young right-hander is rolling along in his 5th major league start. It's 3-0 Angels. Houston Astros baseball on SCHN is presented by Rooms to Go. Get fashion, style, quality, all at low prices on every item, every day. By Michelob Ultra Zero. Make a plan to get home safe. A reminder from your friends at Silver Eagle Distributors Houston. And by Amazon. Spend less on your kids for back to school. Part of the new Hall of Fame plaques out there on Hall of Fame Alley. Phil Gardner, Scrap Iron, Alan Ashby. Inducted this weekend into the Astros Hall of Fame. Great to See the families of Garner and Allen represented here this weekend. A lot of fun.
No, it was a lot of fun. It was good to be able to catch up with Ash. Been able to do that recently with him going on the Media Wall of Fame and into the Astros Hall of Fame. So congrats to him. And then hanging out with Phil Garner's wife, Carol, up in the booth. It was a good time. And both players well represented by great family.
So we head to the 6th inning. The Angels have put up single runs in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th innings. And if form holds, they'll make 2 quick outs and then go to work, because that's all they have done all night long.
There's been a reoccurring theme the last 3 innings.
All their hits tonight, all their base runners tonight have been with 2 outs. Vaughn Grissom has one of those 2-out hits, 2-out single to right. And then he had the unfortunate situation of batting second in the 4th inning, so he made it out. We mentioned we keep you updated on the Rangers and the Mariners scores. Rangers are leading 5-0 in their game. Cal Quantrill pitching another good one for Texas. 6 shutout innings so far. And the Mariners are getting boat raced in Milwaukee. That is 11-0 in the 6th inning.
That makes no sense.
No. Based on what we
That's
just
not the team that I saw over the weekend.
No.
That's the team I wish I saw over the weekend.
Mariners being shut out on 3 hits through 6 innings. Kyle Harrison was the starter. They've gone to their bullpen at this point. Close pitch on the 3-1 pitch. Yiner's going to go for a 3-for-3
Call the
night.
ball, the catcher's challenging.
Yeah, he told Grissom to get his shin guard back on.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. Oh, yes, he got it.
Overturned.
Man, he is all about Aerosmith behind the plate, living on the edges.
3-for-3 for Yiner and overturns. Give yourself a day on the new ABS challenge system.
That's impressive.
So now it's a full count on Grissom. We almost saw our first base runner with 0 or 1 out. Instead, it's going to be a fly ball to left, playable for Trammell. And comes down eventually for the first out. So good overturn by Yiner, turning a walk into an out. Now Josh Lowe hit a Crawford box special his last time up. As noted by our statistician to the Stars, Phil Boudreau, it was the 8th Crawford box special this year, and they've all been by a visiting hitter. Down and in, 1-0. Lowe came over in a 3-team trade to the Angels from Tampa Bay this past offseason, January the 16th. It's been a little bit of a rough go for it at times for Lowe this year. He spent some time at AAA Salt Lake, 26 games. Overall, 201 coming in, and now has 10 home runs on the year. Off the end of the bat, Isaac Paredes is there. And Paredes makes the play for out number 2. 2 outs, nobody on. When have we said that?
Well, I guess I should say this is a big at bat.
All 6 innings, the Angels have had 2 outs and nobody on. And only 1 1-2-3 inning. That was back in the first. The newly engaged AJ Blue Ball is beginning to warm up in the Astros pen. There's a ball to first, and they've done it since the first inning. They have retired the side in order. They did not give up a 2-out rally. It's still 3-0 Angels. By Daly and Black, which hitters have been dominating for their team since the All-Star break? How about C.J. Abrams and Jeremy Pena? Abrams for the Nationals leads his team since the All-Star break in runs, hits, home runs, and RBIs. Same with Pena. The only 2 players in the major leagues that can say that. That does include some ties in a couple of those categories, but team leaders in everything. That's with your presumptive AL MVP on your team in Jeremy Pena's case.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. He would like to get back on one of those runs like we saw coming out of the All-Star break. Yeah, pretty impressive numbers. C.J. Abrams, he's going to be moving to second base. There's
that right?
a rumor of it. I think I'd be pretty comfortable just saying play shortstop and keep putting up numbers.
Yeah. Having a huge year. Some people thought he might get moved at the deadline, but he is still with the Nationals and obviously producing since the All-Star break. Jeremy and the Astros looking to try and get something going against George Clausen, third time through the lineup. Clausen, first time through the lineup, gave up 1 hit and 1 walk. Second time through the lineup, gave up just 1 walk. Both walks have been issued to Isaac Paredes, who's been on base twice. Jose Altuve has the only hit. Pena has flied out and grounded out. And now down on strikes. That is strikeout number 5 for Clausen and 1 away in the inning. Julia.
The power play is presented by HEB. In order to win your division, you got to beat the teams in your division. It's good to have a guy like Yordan Alvarez on your team who beats up on division teams. Look at the numbers for the slugger against the AL West. In 40 games, he's hitting 366, 35 RBI in those 40, 16 home runs.
So many of the division opponents, including the Angels, like to intentionally walk Yordan. They're not going to walk him here in a 3-0 game. How about that?
That was some strong company.
Single season OPS versus your own division since the division started. And nobody's been better, ever. Yordan got robbed on a nice play by Zach Neto his last time up. He's also struck out against Clausen. This ball hit to center, hit pretty well, but it's at Mike Trout. So Yordan lines out for the second out. The only guy who's been patient enough to draw a couple of walks from Clausen will dig in, and that's Isaac Paredes. First pitch is there for a strike, 0-1. Astros knew when they saw the upcoming probables for the Angels tonight. Guy making his 5th major league start, finale against Grayson Rodriguez, that Urania was going to be the real tough customer in that mix. But tonight, George Clausen is like, hey, might be my 5th major league start, but I'm putting together the best start maybe of the trio, as he's gone 6 shutout innings of 1-hit baseball.
Leaders are presented by Houston Methodist. More deserved love coming to the Astros bullpen group that's come through in such a big way for now a big chunk of the season, because we're going all the way back to May 1st and we're looking at lowest ERA here. You see the Astros just under 3 there. Things really straightened out then, and then the team followed. It's been a very, very good stretch. Joe singing their praises very often. And we have a new pitcher for the Astros. Blummer?
Yeah, it's A.J. Blueball. We actually haven't seen him in a minute. Last time he was on the bump was back in San Francisco on the 12th. This will be his 47th appearance. He has racked up 75 innings with a 3.48 ERA. He can give you multiple innings.
So he did not pitch against the Mariners after getting engaged the day off leading into the Mariners series.
Yeah, he was focused on that. Didn't have an opportunity to focus on any Mariners batters.
1-0 the count to Tyler Heineman, who leads off here in the 6th inning, or 7th inning rather. So A.J. Blueball, the 4th pitcher of the night for the Astros, and Daniel De Los Santos goes an inning and a third. Fouled, and it's 2-1. Astros won the first game of the homestand. That got them to 3 games over 500. They've never been any better than 3 games over. They've been there a number of different times this year. Now they need a come from behind win to avoid a 3-game losing streak on this homestand. They are down 3-0 in the 7th. That ball golfed towards right, playable for Cam Smith. There's one away in the inning. So while the Astros have used 4 pitchers now, the Angels have not had anybody stirring in their pen the whole night because their rookie right-hander, George Clausen, has been outstanding tonight. Here's Wade Meckler, 1 for 3. Pitch down and in for a ball, 1-0. This ball on the ground towards Altuve. He'll make the play, and there's 2 away. Earlier this year, when we saw the Angels, we saw former Astro Trey Mancini into a game in Anaheim playing against the Astros, and with some Trey Mancini news. Here's Julia.
Yes, Trey Mancini announced today he is retiring. What a great career he had, and just really impacted so many people too. Of course, he had a fight off the field, beating cancer, and just inspiring a whole world of people that way. But then on the field, playing a part in the Astros World Series championship. He wasn't here very long, but Joe Espada said, this is a guy you send a text to, what a great human being. I'm so happy for him and his career. He will always be a part of our family. A lot of these guys feel the same way about Trey.
Yeah, congrats to Trey, one of the greatest people that happened to be a baseball player.
Yeah, I would imagine he sticks around the game somehow, some way, because of that personality, and he has meant a lot to a lot of people. Cancer survivors competing at this level. We were able to enjoy him and have him participate and be a big part of that World Series championship. Congrats to Trey Mancini on a great career.
Absolutely. He thought his career was over. Got one last go round. Made 3 starts with the Angels. The hitting coach for the Angels is Brady Anderson, and he had kind of convinced Trey over the past couple of years to give it another shot.
He got some ABs against us when we were out there.
Yeah, he made his starts, at least 1 or 2 of those starts against the Astros. Trey Mancini got one final hurrah playing with the Angels, and now it's a career, so congrats to him. Spending family time as Trout bounces this one towards third. It's going to be foul. 2-2 the count to Trout, who has a walk in 3 plate appearances tonight. That ball hooking down the line, and it is going to be a foul ball. Trout got a little quick on that. Stays 2-2. Once again in the 7th inning, like the previous 6, the Astros have retired the first 2 batters of the inning.
Usually that bodes well for the team that gets the first 2 outs of the inning.
This time they're going to get another 1-2-3 inning when Cam Smith comes in to make the play. Trout retired to end the 7th. 7th inning stretch time at Dyken Park. Astros down 3-0. Time for the stretch presented by Texas Mattress Makers.
Let's hop in the time machine and get out and play. It's driven by Toyota. 2014 bases juiced in Fenway Park, and Jose Altuve goes into launch mode over the monster, hitting his first career grand slam on this date back in 2014. 4 hits, 4 RBIs. The Astros end up winning that game 8-1. As he emerges of the power of Jose Altuve, he's gone on to hit a couple more after that.
Good memories for Tube on this date 12 years ago. We mentioned he's playing his 100th game tonight. This is the 13th year he has played 100 or more games.
Nice.
The only season, not counting the pandemic year, that he did not play at least 100 was that injury-plagued 2023 season when he got 90 games in. But here's your all-time Grand Slam leaderboard in Astros franchise history.
2 active Astros on there right now, and Jose Altuve and Yordan Alvarez.
Yordan hit 3 in a month this year. Altuve's going to challenge that 2-0 pitch. He felt like that was off the plate. Jose has the most overturns of any Astro. He's 17 for 26. ABS powered by T-Mobile says Altuve's going to win by the slimmest of margins. How did he know? What?
TK.
Come on.
This guy knows that that's a ball or a strike, yet he will go after a slider in the other box. Explain that to me.
You're the analyst.
No, not on this. I can't explain it. He knows that's a ball or a strike.
Sometimes he can't help him.
And he got
because he knows he can hit some of those pitches.
Well, he gets hits. We saw him last Friday against Andres Munoz take a slider about 3 feet off the outside corner for a base hit.
How did he win that challenge? And how did he challenge 2-0 to win that by less than an inch? And now it's going to pay off with a walk. We mentioned Clausen can walk some batters. That is his 3rd walk of the night and the first leadoff base runner for the Astros since the Paredes walk in the 4th.
Let's answer our trivia question powered by Reliant. Altuve leads the Astros with 25 career home runs versus the Angels. Who's right behind him? Kyle Tucker, 24 home runs. Wow.
King Tuck is the answer to tonight's Reliant trivia question. Dalton Varsho is 0 for 2 tonight. Tuck's had a recent struggle with the Dodgers, trying to get things going, as the Dodgers aren't playing great baseball, and either is the former Astro right now.
Now, on both sides of the baseball, having a tough time.
That ball hit into center, playable for Trout. Astros have hit in some line drive outs here. There's one away in the 7th. Coming into this inning, they had hit 5 of the 6 hardest baseballs tonight, but only have 1 hit to show for it.
Yeah, they're having a little bit of a Bagwell game. High exit velocities and no hits.
A Bagwell game. Here's
got to start falling at some point, TK.
At some point, you would think one of these is not going to be at a fielder. I mean, Christian Walker can get things going here. He has popped up and flied out to right. Astros still have just the 1 hit, but now up to 3 walks. As Walker pops the foul out of play, it's 0-1. Nobody warming in the Astros pen, so A.J. Blueball will get a 2nd inning of work. Varsho just hit the hardest baseball of the night.
For both sides.
Yeah.
107.1?
Yep. So that's now 6 of the 7 hardest hit baseballs off Astros bats, and they're all outs. Walker has one of those when he flied out to right in the 4th. Try to hold up, and he does hold up. It's 1-1. George Clausen, the best start of his young big league career, pitching into the 7th for the first time. He has had 4 different innings tonight where he has had single-digit pitch counts. Not this inning, but the 2nd, 3rd, 5th, and 6th. That'll help.
Yeah, we've seen that in the last maybe week and a half from the Astros, going back to that San Diego series where they had a very similar line against that pitching staff for the San Diego Padres, where you saw some of those 4 or 5 innings of 8 pitches or less.
Joe Espada saying pregame he feels like some guys may have gotten out of their approach a little bit in terms of just trying to pass the baton and taking good plate appearances, seeing some pitches. That has not necessarily turned around tonight with some of those low pitch count innings. But Walker's done a good job here. He just got one call that could have gone either way to get to 2-2, and now the count's full.
It's a good firm slider from Clausen. Fastball's been above 95 consistently, and that slider has been between 91 and maybe 92.5 miles an hour. Third time through the order, getting back on that fastball.
Got 3 lineouts this time through the lineup, but not here. Walker chases one. That's that slider you're talking about. Strikeout number 6 for the second out of the inning.
That's a bit of a turbo slider. This one at 91.4. Just darting away from the swing.
Now Taylor Trammell. He has been up twice and struck out twice as he misses that slider 0-1. Not much for the Tuesday night Dollar Dog Night crowd to cheer about tonight. They've had all of 1 hit to cheer for. Fastball at 98 is down 1-1. One thing that's interesting about the Angels since we last saw them is they have changed their entire coaching staff on the pitching side. That happened on August 11th. Pitching coach Mike Maddox, bullpen coach Dom Chidi, and assistant pitching coach Darryl Scott all relieved of their duties. And since then, and no, it's not a slight to Maddox or any of those other 2 guys, because I think Maddox is one of the all-time great pitching coaches, but this pitching staff has taken off since the move is made. They have a 2.17 ERA, which is the best in the major league since the changes.
Give some young guys an opportunity that are hungry to go out there and compete, and maybe overachieving a little bit, and they're just taking advantage of their opportunities. Joyce is back healthy in that bullpen. We saw Natera Jr., he looked pretty good. And Saucedo are really kind of and Fermin, I guess, are maybe the regular names out of that bullpen. Kind of interesting to see Michael Fulmer reemerge.
Yeah. Still not 1 pitch thrown by the bullpen tonight as Trammell strikes out for the 3rd time. 7 strikeouts for Clausen, and a leadoff walk stays at first. Three-0 Angels. We head to the 8th. Nolan Shonowell has been a big part of this 3-0 game. He has knocked in a run. He has scored a run. This time, though, he's going after the first pitch from A.J. Blueball and skying it to center. Dalton Varsho, 1 out. This is a game built on 3s. 3 outs in an inning. 9 innings in a game. 9 players on the field. Everything's divisible by 3s, but if for some reason they made it 2 outs per inning, the Astros would have a perfect game going. Here's Zach Neto.
And we might have been in the 9th inning about an hour ago.
Neto has one of those 2-out hits, an RBI double. First pitch he saw from Enyel De Los Santos. De Los Santos did not give up a run in his inning and a third, but he did give up an inherited run charged to Brian King. Good pitch on the corner, 1-1. Blueball in his 2nd inning of work has retired all 4 batters he has faced. Finally, we see the Angels bullpen moving for the first time tonight as Clausen's night might be done after 7 innings and 86 pitches. And that is the guy that Blemmer talked about last half inning, Jose Fermin. 1 hit shutout through 7 for Clausen.
Pretty dominant, too.
The tough part coming off of that start tonight by Clausen is they go, yeah, his night's over. as they go against Walbert Urania tomorrow. That's the guy since the Soriano trade that you really want to miss in the Angels rotation. That ball hit hard. There it is, the first non-2-out hit by the Angels tonight. It's a 1-out single by Neto. Ball skips past Altuve, but backing it up was blue ball. So Neto now 2 for 4. He's a 1-out base runner. Let's reveal the winner of tonight's Chevy Stroh poll. We asked you about potential future Astros Hall of Famers. Who would you like to see next inducted? And Smitty, Dave Smith, wins over half the vote, 61%. Going for the closer, Dave Smith. Bob Knepper and Ken Forsch got their share of love as well, thanks to those who voted in today's Stroh poll.
Pretty overwhelming.
Moises Ballesteros 0 for 3 today. Takes a pitch up 1-0.
Yeah, it was pretty funny having Alan Ashby up here on the Hall of Fame weekend, and we showed those 3 no-hitters. He said Ken Forsch was unhittable. Nolan Ryan, Mike Scott, can't believe he got the no-hitters. We replayed the last outs of both of those. Big old hanging breaking ball to Dusty Baker that he rolled over to Artie Howe at third. And then that 1986 season that saw Will Clark roll over just a hanging sinker to end that game, clinch the National League West and get the no-hitter for Scotty. And Ash was just like, I sat there, watched that pitch come in, and no way I thought they were going to get no-hitters with the stuff they were throwing.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And both those pitches were hittable, but the crescendo of a no-hitter puts so much pressure on guys as you get closer and closer. That 27th out.
That's a true story.
There's so much pressure on that guy, whether it's Baker, Will Clark, or whoever is a 27th out of a potential no-hitter. Bo Bichette in the case of Justin Verlander in Toronto, it's a lot of pressure. And for whatever reason, Dusty and Will did not hit those, as Ash said, hittable pitches for the 27th out. 3-1 the count to Ballesteros. On the ground should be 2. Pena will take it himself, and he turns it. Nice play by Jeremy on a sharply hit ground ball. That'll end the inning. So blue ball faces the minimum in his 2 innings of work. Astros need some runs. On Tap is presented by Lawnmower Blonde. And how about how the prospect ratings have changed since the draft? Well, Logan Hughes and Jack Riddell, drafted this year in 2026. Hughes out of Texas Tech, Riddell out of Notre Dame, are now in the top 5 as they are in there along with Kevin Alvarez, Xavier Nyans, and Albert Fermin in the top 5 in the Astros' top 5 prospects according to the MLB pipeline. Speaking of Fermin,
there he is, another one, Jose Fermin, into this game. Seen him throughout the course of his career and a couple times already this season. 38 games on the season, a 3.05 ERA, 49 strikeouts and 41 1/3 innings for Fermin. Pitched in all 3 games against the Texas Rangers. I guess 3 out of the 4.
the Rangers struggled against the A's and the Angels, the 2 teams coming into town next.
Yeah, I would like to not repeat that.
No. Especially since you're home and the Rangers were on the road when that happened. Rangers are still leading their game. That's 5-0. The Mariners have gotten to the point now where they're pitching a position player. Cam Smith's going to challenge this pitch. It was called a strike. He feels like it should be 2-0, and Cam is going to lose that one.
Call is confirmed. Houston has 1 challenge remaining.
Astros still have 1 challenge remaining. Cam now 10 for 25 in challenges this year. He has challenged a lot, but he does not have a very good overturn percentage. 1-1 the count. That ball drilled, and the Astros are on the board. Well out of there, over the Crawford boxes, off the community leaderboard side. Cam's 17th of the year is 3-1.
Oh, Camdy, man. Please be the swing that breaks this offense out. He has had himself a very good August. And he got a pitch and lit it up. Hanging slider, and Cam says, thank you very much.
Cam with 17 now on the year, and the Astros finally on the board. Got the starter out of the game after his 7 innings of brilliance. And the Astros one batter into the bullpen, putting a run on the board. Now Yainer Diaz the batter.
Yeah, you finally get Nolan Clausen out of the game and you give yourself a chance.
This one, Bob Allen out of play. It's 1-1. George Clausen going 7 innings of one-hit shutout baseball. Now Jose Fermin giving up a home run. Cam last year to this year, similar numbers. The one big difference, though, the home run column. He's now at 17 this year, only hit 9 last year. A lot of the other numbers underneath the hood are similar, OPS, slug percentage, all that, but the home runs definitely, he's going to double his total from last year with one more.
Yeah, it's outstanding. Good for Cam. That progression is a beautiful thing.
Yainer sends one into center, so in 2 batters, they have more hits against the bullpen than they had against the starter Clausen in 7 innings.
Back to that Cam home run. This is that slider that stayed up out over the plate. And the big fella gets those arms extended. Felt good off the bat. 415 feet, 109.1 off the bat. Gasky giving the look. Did you see that?
He almost missed the celebration.
There he is, hype man. Shot out of a cannon. Or a bazooka.
Who needs the turnover calls when you can do that on a 1-1 count?
Yeah. You don't need to waste your time with that anymore.
Come on, kid. Focus on the swing. Now meeting at the mound, the new pitching coach for the Angels. Tim Levesque is the interim pitching coach.
There's that swing by Yainer. It's another slider, but it's up. So as a hitter, you see that a little bit better. And Yainer extending himself. He was able to hit that hard up the middle. Now you've got action. The bottom of the order getting things going. And now you've got the boys at the top hoping to do some damage.
22,767 on a Tuesday night. Having the most fun in this inning that they've had all night long, with Jeremy Pena batting and looking at 96 for a strike, 0-1.
The Angels can give up some leads. Just got to be patient enough and ready enough to get the mistake.
That one off the end of the bat foul, and the count's 0-2. Angels have lost 9 games when leading after 8 innings.
9 after 8?
After 8.
Ooh.
7 as well, but it's even more dramatic when you say 8. This one on the ground. Nice backhand play by Guzman. No chance to turn 2 against Pena around the horn. They do get the out on Yainer. So the tying run still at the plate in Yordan Alvarez. Yordan looking into the dugout to see if they're going to make a pitching change, and they will.
Good play. That ball was hit hard. But in this world of reality, you're not going to turn it on Jeremy even as hard as that ball was hit.
So Jose Fermin's night is over. 3 batters in, gives up a run, responsible for a runner on first. Alvarez will face a new pitcher when we come back.
There it is. The aerial coverage of tonight's Wire Cam is brought to you by our partners at Defy. Good look at the fans trying to get into this game. A big swing in this inning off the bat of Cam Smith has got the Astros on the board, broken the seal. Yainer Diaz on first base with a base hit. New pitcher into this game is going to be Ryan Watson. He's got Yordan Alvarez striding to the plate. 58 in the 3rd innings. 4.32 is that ERA. Left-handed hitters hitting 292 against Watson. Right-handed hitters hitting 215.
He's facing the best lefty in the game, Yordan Alvarez, who has faced him twice and walked twice against him. Tying run at the plate. Yordan sees one low for a ball, 1-0. Watson made his big league debut earlier this season with the Red Sox on March 28th and then was claimed off waivers from Boston by the Angels on August the 7th. Made his Angels debut on August the 9th. Big spot here in a 2-run game facing Yordan Alvarez with a runner on, and it's 2-0. Yordan has seen 13 pitches from Watson and only 3 strikes in their now 3 matchups. He has chased a pitch off the plate, which he refuses to here. Now the count's 3-0 as the chance of MVP ring through Daikin Park. Can you give him anything here?
No.
You might as well just put him on there.
I was going to say, I'm not sure if they're, I mean, why would you waste the pitch?
Just in case he throws him a strike.
If you throw him a 3-1 strike, you're not going to throw him. I mean, if you throw him a 3-0 strike, you're not going to throw him a 3-1 strike.
He dropped one in. Didn't throw him a fastball, but he got the curveball in at the knees.
Guess he really wanted to throw Yordan one more.
Okay.
See how it goes. It's been amazing how Yordan has been in these situations and come through for the Astros.
Playing with fire if you throw this guy a strike here. Oh, he didn't throw him a strike, and Yordan went after it.
He didn't throw it in the zone. Like TK said, that was that sweeper down and in, back foot of him, and Yordan expanding.
At the knees, called third strike. He dotted him up. He got him to leave the zone on 3-1, then he froze him with a fastball on 3-2. Huge out for the Angels and Ryan Watson.
His last 3 pitches were beautiful from Watson. They had to be to get Yordan.
So now 2 outs, and Isaac Paredes representing the tying run. Paredes a couple of walks and a line out to left. Close pitch, called a ball. Heineman keeps thinking about challenging, and he never has. But there's some he might have won tonight had he challenged. Angels still have 1 remaining. Pitch is up, it's 2-0. Watson was with the Red Sox for 38 games out of their bullpen. Broken bat on the 2-0 pitch, and Isaac will get a new stick with a 2-1 count.
They got too quick on that sweeper and got it off the end of the bat.
We mentioned in that Seattle game that they've gone to a position player pitching. It's not going well.
Oh man, Luis Rivas just, his ERA is just done.
Luis Rivas gave up 9 runs in his 1 inning of work, 8 earned.
I thought the Seahawks had a better defense than that.
Seahawks gave up 22. Mariners gave up 22 to the Packers. 22-0 final. Milwaukee beat Seattle. I know, you can't explain it.
Just quit staring at me.
That's off the plate, 3-1.
How about Milwaukee? They had 3 guys in the bottom half of their order with 4 RBIs each. What?
What? 3-1 count now on Isaac. And that is a well-placed cutter to run the count full.
Watson has found that release point. Went to a Brewers game and a Packers-Seahawks game broke out.
Yeah. So Pena with 2 outs will get a head start. A ball in the gap can make it a 1-run game. Instead, it's lofted to left, playable. Wade Meckler is there, and that'll do it for the Astros in the 8th.
There was some life in the Astros bats. It came out of the big swing of Cam Smith. Launched one, 415 feet. 3-1 Anaheim.
Houston Astros baseball on SCHN is presented by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. By Gallery Furniture. Buy your furniture today. Gallery Furniture delivers free tonight. And by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Fun can't lose.
Back here in Houston, there you see the score. 3 runs in the middle of the game for the Angels, and the Astros scoring 1 in that last inning. Miguel Ullola coming in to make his 4th appearance. He's got 5 innings under his belt. He's trying to keep this game right where it's at, and hopefully some late inning magic from the Astros offense.
Ullola just added to the roster after Ronel Blanco was optioned to AAA Sugar Land. Did not pitch in Sunday's game, even though he was active. He's in there tonight, facing the 5, 6, and 7, 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the Angels lineup. On Grissom with an 0-2 count. Grissom 1 for 3 tonight. Grissom, Josh Lowe, and Denzer Guzman. Angels have their closer, Ben Joyce, warming up in their pen coming off the off day. That is a 3-pitch strikeout. Grissom watching Ullola saying this guy's got nasty stuff.
Speaking of paintbrushes, that is 96 on that outside edge. No chance for Grissom to pull the trigger on that one.
Now Josh Lowe hit one in the Crawford boxes in left field for a home run to make it a 2-0 game, showing bunt, and bunts it off the screen foul. Astros picked up 2 hits last inning. Still just 3 hits in the game. About to face the hard-throwing Ben Joyce in the bottom half of the 9th inning. This one skied to center. Dalton Varsho calls off Taylor Trammell, 2 away. Now a word from Jack in the Box.
Don't get FOMO. Get my Philly-style bonus Jack combos and new Philly Munchie Meal.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Ullola will face Denzer Guzman. 2 outs and the base is empty. We've said that 8 of the 9 innings. That one's fouled back, 0-1. Leadoff hitter retired all 9 innings, and first 2 batters retired in 8 of the 9 innings. Yet the Angels lead at 3-1. Ullola 6 pitches so far. They've all been in the zone or swung at. That's his first miss, 1-1.
Pretty good miss, though.
Firm 96 off the plate.
Yeah, just kind of attacking that outside corner with the noise.
Rangers game has gone final. Texas shuts out Washington in the first game of their series 5-0. So if the Astros fail to come from behind in the bottom of the 9th inning, their lead will move to 1 game in the AL West and stay 4 ahead of the Mariners. That one fouled back, 2-2. Got him. Ulloa impressive. Back from Sugarland, a 1-2-3 inning. Starts and ends the inning with a strikeout. Astros need at least 2. Next telecast is presented by Kaplan Sinus Relief. Tomorrow night, tough rookie Walbert Urania goes against the Astros. We'll announce the Astros starter, at least Joe Espada will, after the game in our post-game coverage. Our coverage tomorrow with a pregame show starts at 6:30 for a 7:10 first pitch.
Astros fans trying to get into this and get their offense going. It's going to be a tough inning against Ben Joyce. 5 innings. Plenty of time on the injured list. In those 5 innings, has yet to give up an earned run. He's only given up a walk, 6 strikeouts in those 5 innings. The average velocity on Ben Joyce's fastball is 101.6, and he is amongst some of the elite as far as extension as well. So that baseball can get on you in a hurry.
And get ready for pure fuel in this inning, and there you see 103 below the zone. Joyce did not pitch in the major leagues from April 5th until April 8th rather of last year until August 5th of this year. All that time on the IL, but he is back and throwing BBs. He has already thrown the 19 fastest pitches of the year for the Angels in only his 5 appearances. He's 2-0 here on Altuve. Astros need a runner to bring the tying run to the plate. That's going to be a challenge by Heineman.
Calls the ball that catches challenge.
100-mile-an-hour pitch at the knees, called a ball by Alfonso Marquez. ABS powered by T-Mobile shows it's a ball.
Calls confirmed. Los Angeles has got a challenge.
Alfonso saw it.
Angels out of challenges for the remainder of this half inning. They'll get one if it goes to extras. 3-0 the count to 2. There's a strike at 103. Just pours one in on a 3-0 count.
He's only 102.8, Todd.
Come on. Man.
Yeah. From up here, watching how quickly that baseball's out of the hand and into the glove is incredible. Good swing.
Who was ready for a hundo?
Here's a changeup.
So now Joyce goes from 3-0 to 3-2. Joyce has only walked 1, and that was his first start back in over 16 months. Has not walked anybody in his last 4 appearances, but was 3-0 on Altuve. Now he's got the count full. Altuve, Dalton Varsho, Christian Walker due up in the 9th. Astros down 3-1. Al tip at 103, and Altuve down on strikes. Joyce picking up the first out of the 9th.
Still think that's a pretty impressive AB. Working that deep count, laying off some pitches early, but eventually just overwhelmed.
Almost half of his pitches thrown this year have been 100 miles an hour or better. Here's Dalton Varsho. Varsho sends one to center. Mike Trout coming in. And there's 2 outs in the inning. Not a whole lot of offense tonight for the Astros. 3 hits. They did draw 3 walks against George Clausen, but the starter in his 5th major league outing was outstanding. 7 innings of 1-hit shutout baseball. Now Ben Joyce trying to shut the door on an Astros 3-1 deficit here in the bottom of the 9th. An Angels win would put them up to 5-6 on the season against the Astros, and would be their 50th win of the year. Walker going after 103 and fouling it back. Drops in that slider, and now the Astros down to their final strike.
It's the only slider he's thrown in this inning. There's that one right there.
Astros lose tonight 3-1. They have now dropped the last 3 games on this homestand and fall back to an even 500 on the season. Angels win it to open up this 3-game series. The Astros lead in the West down to 1 game over the Texas Rangers. Coming up, the Astros post-game show presented by Whataburger. Kevin Eschenfelder and Ryan Presley are your hosts tonight. Julia Morales helping out with interviews in the Astros clubhouse. Post-game show is next.